Today I'll be sharing with you 2 more recipes that are around 500 calories or less. Stick around. Hi, Debbie Chu here from Chu on Vegan, and welcome back to my kitchen. If you're new here, I'm a plant-based RN and I follow a whole food, plant-based, no oil way of eating. If that sounds good to you, please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video, which is every week. Follow me on Instagram and check out all the links below for all the resources that I offer. So last week I posted a what I ate in a day recipes that were 500 calories or less, and I think you guys really enjoyed those. And I think it's really important, especially for beginners, to know basic knowledge of how much calories are in the foods they're eating. We talked about low calorie density, how we want to eat lower on the calorie density scale, and that way we're going to be able to get into a calorie deficit, lose weight, and this way of eating is also low fat. Now, I don't usually count calories. In fact, I don't count calories, but in the beginning I learned what calories were in certain foods that I was eating. So I learned about the calorie density scale, and I still use that to this day. It's always in my brain. I know about what non-starchy vegetables are about 100 calories per pound, on up to beans, etc. are like 600 calories per pound. And I keep my foods that I eat on a regular basis under 600 calories per pound. And that has worked for me. So I'm just going to show you 2 recipes today. I want to show you how much you get to eat for around 500 calories. Now that doesn't mean that all your meals have to be 500 calories. This is just to give you a visual of what 500 calories looks like, and how using the low calorie density scale, your plates are going to be a lot larger, you get to eat a lot more, and not adding a lot of calories in there. So I'm going to do 2 recipes today. The first one's going to be something that I used to love growing up before I became plant-based, and that was a turkey sandwich, a hot turkey sandwich. You know, the one on bread with the turkey and the gravy and the mashed potatoes. And of course, it's not going to taste exactly like turkey, and that's okay. This is just to give you that mouthfeel, the spices, the taste, the feeling of what that kind of meal used to taste like when I used to eat it. And of course, you know, I always make a soup every week that I can eat during the week, and soup is the best way to get a lot of your veggies in. It's low calorie density, and you can eat a ton of it. So let's get started. To make our turkey, we're going to use 1 block of extra firm tofu, and we're going to slice it as thin as we possibly can. This also makes really delicious like lunch meat for sandwiches. You can use this in a wrap, in tacos, whatever you like. And I like getting this extra firm tofu from Trader Joe's. They have it everywhere. But this tofu is about 14 grams of protein per slice. So if you're worried about your protein, which I never am, but I know people want to know about that. And this recipe with the mashed potatoes, the gravy, I'm going to throw in some veggies on the side. Comes in at about I think it was $4.75, so pretty close to 500. And it's really satisfying. And this is also something you could do for Thanksgiving. Then we have this glass dish here. We're just going to kind of tear these into pieces. And I forgot to say, this recipe was inspired by Veggie Nerd. I will leave a link to her Instagram. And it's okay if some are thicker than the others, because you're going to get different consistencies. You're going to get some that are going to be a little crispy, some not so crispy, some just a little golden. So don't worry about, as you can see, some of these are thicker than others. All right, I'm just going to finish tearing these up. I've got the oven preheating to 360 degrees. You can see it's going to make quite a bit. Now to season it up, we're going to use some nutritional yeast, about 1.5 tablespoons. a little pepper. I'm going to do about a half a teaspoon of poultry seasoning and half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. You can change up these spices however you would like. Then I'm just going to toss this a little bit. Then I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of lemon juice. The original recipe called for oil, but we're not going to do that because we don't use oil. All right, another quick toss. This is going to go into the oven for 30 minutes. Every 10 minutes we're going to toss it. And while that's cooking, we're going to start the soup. Okay, trigger warning. I had a complaint about my cutting board that it can cause vertigo or some other situation, so just want to give you a warning. If that bothers you, fast forward. Here we go. Here's what we're putting in the soup. Of course, we got our onion, celery, and carrot, how I start every soup just about. Some garlic, potatoes, and I just kind of sort of peeled them. These are russets. We're going to throw in a can of chickpeas, and then I'll probably throw in either spinach or kale at the very end. All right, I'm going to chop all this stuff up, and I'm going to meet you over at the stove. Okay, I'm on medium heat. I've got a little water in there heating up. Now I'm just going to dump in my onions, carrots, and celery. And see how much I can get on the floor. We'll let these go for about 5 minutes till they get softened. Okay, veggies are looking good. Now we're going to add some garlic. And full recipe will be in the description box. So we'll just let this cook for a minute. We're really not going to add any more spices. You might want to wait till the end to add any salt, because everything starts to cook down, and if you add the salt now, it could be way too salty. So I would leave that out. I'll be adding some veggie broth, and that's going to have a little bit of salt in it, and that's usually enough for me. All right, let's add in our veggie broth. Let's add in our potatoes. One can of chickpeas, rinsed and drained. And I think I'm going to add just a little bit more water because I want all those potatoes covered. I'm going to bring this up to a boil, then we're going to let it simmer for about 15-20 minutes till the potatoes are soft. Okay, now we're going to make a quick gravy for our vegan hot turkey sandwich. So this is a recipe I got from Carb Hannah, and as you can see, I don't make up every single recipe myself. I love to use other people's recipes, and I love to share them with you. So I will give you the recipe for this below in the description box. So basically you use 2 tablespoons of this mixture, then you put a half a cup of water in, and you just want to whisk it. Then you just put it on medium heat. And you pretty much have to stir this constantly. We're also going to add 2 tablespoons of coconut aminos. You could use soy sauce. This is all I have right now, so I'm going with coconut aminos. And then I'm going to add just like a drop of liquid smoke. And a little goes a long way. All right, so let's stir. As it comes to a boil, it will thicken up. All right, as soon as this is done, we will plate up our vegan turkey sandwich. So let's put this together. We've got our vegan turkey. I pulled a potato out of my Instant Pot because I had steamed a bunch for the week, so I'm going to use that. You could do mashed potatoes, but this makes it even more low fat. I've got a slice of my gluten-free bread, and this is like 70 calories a slice. So let me go get my gravy. I like to put a little on the bread. And then we're gonna put some of our turkey on there. You know what I'm saying. I'm just gonna mash this down. All right, a little bit of more gravy on the potato, over the vegan turkey, and over the veggies. Does this look gorgeous or what? This comes in at about $4.78. Let's just round it up to 500. And look at all the food you get. And this is so satisfying. So let's give this a taste. Oh my gosh, will you look at this? This is so amazing. I'm so excited about it. I just can't believe how much food this is for under 500 calories. It's crazy. I love eating this way. So let's give this a taste. Okay, what I love is how the gravy soaks into the bread, and I am really excited. All right, let's give this a taste. This is so good, and I'm gonna be making this for Thanksgiving. I'll make it with mashed potatoes, of course. I mean, just a visual of how much food that is, and so satisfying, such comfort food. All right, so we still got the soup to go. I'm gonna go eat my lunch because I'm starving, and then we'll be back with the soup. Alrighty, check out the finished product. I added a little nutritional yeast in there, and then I added some kale. Full recipe will be down below. And a little hack for you: when you're eating soup or anything that requires a spoon, use a small spoon, don't use a big spoon. It takes you longer to eat it, and you'll feel more satisfied. And this serving comes in at about $3.75. So let's give this a whirl. It's hot. I love the chickpeas in there. Get your little extra protein. Really good, really satisfying. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful, if you learned something, please give it a like. And let me know if you want to see more videos like this. I'm not really one to count calories, but I'm happy to do that for you if that's what you need, especially if you're a beginner. Or I could just put the calories in the recipe. So just let me know. Another thing I want to bring up is there's about 12 weeks left in this year. So stay focused, finish strong, stay on track. If you get off track, just get back on track next meal or the next day. And let's make it through the holidays and get to the end of the year and finish strong. If you've made it this far in the video, please comment below with comfort foods, and that way I know you made it to the end with me, and I really appreciate it. Remember, all my recipes are good for you, they're good for the animals, and they're good for the planet, and what you put on your plate determines your fate and your weight. Until next time, thank you.